late.
I bet they just used last week's password but submitted concert entirely early. Mic check. Just knowing we don't update it until the last minute. People like totally hack our systems. Hello.
What's up? We're talking about you.
We're on to you.
We're on to you. You're watching Tony and Chelsea live. We're not on that slide for some reason.
I had to delete the slide because of problems. We updated some software, so there will inevitably be issues.
What did we update? What did we do?
We updated Wirecast, our streaming software, and Google seems to be doing different stuff too.
Google's been on me all week, giving me problems.
Right? The Google.
The Google. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, online store, or portfolio. Squarespace features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 support. Look at this engaging slide. If you want your own Squarespace portfolio, and you probably do, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony. You can get a free trial for 14 days, no credit card needed. If you want to buy it, after you try it, use the coupon code portfolio. That gets you 10% off. We don't get money for that, but Squarespace is like, hey, you guys are doing a good job. We'll probably still sponsor your show. That's the way it works. That's the inside out of our relationship with Squarespace.
Thank you, Squarespace.
Thank you.
That's a great plug, Chelsea. Every week you get better at plugs.
I just say what I want to say.
If you want us to review your portfolio, visit sdp.io/link. We can look at a couple of Squarespace.
Speaking of...
Go to sdp.io/submit. Use the password BASE or BASS. Either one. Speaking of what?
Speaking of being sponsored, this band, Mutemath, someone from wherever contacted us and asked us to shoot the show if we'd tell you guys about it. I'm telling you about it.
Oh.
We went to the Mutemath show. It was really good, actually. I didn't know that I knew who they were. And then I got there and I was like, I know this song. I like this song.
I put this picture in my portfolio from that concert, and it's a weird picture for a concert. And I don't know that other people will like it, but I kind of like it.
It makes me feel scared.
Yeah, it feels kind of alien, right? I'll go back to the presentation.
Next week, we're going to be looking at your wildlife photos. Go for it, guys. We have some videos
so like
on
dogs, cats,
a wild dog, like a jackal or a coyote.
So not dogs, not dogs, not your pets.
No pets.
What about zoos? Are zoos allowed?
Look, if there's no fence, I probably won't know the difference.
Okay. I guess if there's a fence, we're going to bust you on it.
Yeah. Also, if the lions look like they're in this bald patch from just being in the same place all day, I'll know. But yeah, we have some videos on wildlife. You can see what gear to use. You can see some techniques.
While you guys are sending in your photos, we'll take a look at some new stuff that we got in. Some people have asked about that. I don't think you've seen it yet.
Oh, that's a lens.
It is the lens that everybody is asking about. I've gotten at least 100 people have asked me about it. Ooh. It's the Sigma 50-100 f1.8.
Oh.
The 50-100 f1.8. Zoom.
When did you get this in?
An hour ago.
Nobody told me.
I'm telling you now. Look, but we have yet to take a picture with it. I'm excited about it. It's like an APS-C lens, but that will give you like proper full frame background blur and stuff.
Wow.
I'm jazzed. And it's built like a tank, right?
It's really solid and heavy. It feels good, but it's like the size of the 70-200.
Yeah, it would have to be. Yeah. And
cool, Tony.
We got in this is not as exciting.
What is that?
It's a 360 camera. They're not expensive. They're like $300, but it looks to be
expensive.
Way better than the Theta S. It looks like a little alien.
Can I have it?
Yeah. I like the little tripod legs.
Oh my God, it's cute.
It looks like those things in Portal,
God,
if
I
you've
feel
ever
like
played
I should
that.
know my name, but Justin?
It just looks like the things in Portal, if you played that.
I haven't, but it's so cute. I'm going to play with this.
Well, let's introduce our producers. We have Justin in the studio here. Hey, Justin, what you drinking tonight?
The Junior Johnson Moonshine with some fancy cherries that Chelsea got me. They're pretty good.
Oh, Chelsea, tell us about those cherries.
Those are Luxardo cherries. I had them at a restaurant and they were so good. I was like, hey, dude, what'd you put in my drink? said they're Luxardo cherries from Italy, so I ordered them online.
Cool story.
I know, it was awesome. You can write a comment below about how much you like my story.
Siobhan out in Philly. Hey there. Siobhan's reading your questions. If you write a comment, she'll maybe send it over to us. Siobhan doesn't seem to be able to hear me because she's just staring off into the distance. But
Siobhan, are you okay?
She said she's fixing her headphones.
oh, okay. That's Siobhan.
That's what she looks like when she answers us anyway.
We'll come back with some news, but I know people really just want us to look at pictures. I know that because last week I just looked at pictures and people were pretty happy with it, but we can't like just look at pictures because
why? It's boring?
I mean, maybe not, maybe that's what other people want, but our needs are relevant here too.
I have to keep my soul from dying.
I don't.
You don't. You're fine with it. You worked in the corporate world for a long time.
Yeah, my soul is long dead.
Look at all those gels. Rich. Is that Tigar in the next picture?
I feel like we should comment on this photo.
Sorry. Getting ahead of myself.
I think one of the most important elements in concert photography is including the lighting. And somebody like St. Vincent, who has amazing lighting, those photos turn out so much better than somebody who has kind of flat lighting. This guy has lighting and smoke, and they included it in the frame. I think it works pretty well. Obviously, you don't get a chance to pose people, so you end up just shooting a lot. But you can also, this person seems to have a photo pass because they're right at the base of the stage, so you can move around left or right, and that's usually about it. You don't get to move forward or back too much. Shot at 26 millimeters on an APS-C camera, so you don't really need a big telephoto lens if you have a photo pass. Otherwise, you might be in the stands. You might need something bigger.
Oh, that's false alarm. That's not Tigar. The lighting at concerts is really difficult because, first of all, you have mixed lighting, you have different colors, you have backlighting, and it's very contrasty, right? So the person can be completely blown out in their hair from the backlighting, and then their face is in shadow, so it can be difficult. I find that I just go unconventional with my photos. I think it's okay to blow some stuff out. It's dramatic, and whatever gets the feeling across, I would just go with that. And with this photo, I would actually bring up the exposure a bit because the light in the background looks washed out, and it should just be, in my taste, I think it should be bright. If you don't want to go that route, that's you, dude. But you asked my opinion.
But I think it's really well composed.
Would you do the colors?
Distractions are such a big challenge in concert photography because look at this. They have like, what is that, like a can of Coke in the background?
I think that's okay though, because you see the guitar.
Yeah, it's okay, but it's something to consider that you might be able to tell the same story while cropping that out. It's okay if the bottom of the guitar is cropped out. We'll tell the same story.
You're a crop master. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Is this PewDiePie?
I like that you're gonna guess who everybody in the photos is.
I think everybody's someone else. I like this. It's an unusual angle, and I like the bright colors. You did blow it out. It's a bit abstract. I can tell that he's playing a violin or a viola or something, but yeah, I think it's cool. I like the composition. You can see the mic. He left the mic in the picture for some context.
Yeah, though to me it feels a little abstract and maybe not that deliberate. You know what I mean?
No. This isn't a concert, I guess. Is it? I don't know. I guess
some dude.
We weren't specific.
He's busking. He's got a hat out there. It's an impromptu street concert for money. The composition feels unbalanced to me because he's cropped off the left side of the frame, but then there's a bunch of space between him and the right side of the frame.
It's funny when someone's holding a guitar, it can be kind of uncomfortable to crop the photo because someone holding a guitar is really unbalanced just compositionally in itself. You have this huge guitar and this person and then this little tiny neck. And sometimes it's like, ugh, how do I balance this picture? So they kind of cropped off some of the heavier side of the picture. I don't hate it. I think it's a little uncomfortable, but not necessarily in a bad way. That's my opinion about it. The whole scene's a little uncomfortable. What's that file name say? It's like a book.
Second gig for Band 22, Dark Providence 22, Utrecht Unlimited, Super Takamuka.
That explains that.
We could definitely do something with the framing here because you can see there's a lot of negative space above her head, but then we cut into her fingers a little bit, just a tiny bit, and that part of the crop is really uncomfortable. So I would definitely change that. I like the guitars in the background though, but then we have this like massive amount of negative space on the left. So we'd probably want to crop between the elbow and the wrist, maybe even a little bit higher than that. I also think it'd be better if she were singing or something. She's kind of, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, like what's going on? She's not performing at the time. She's just kind of looking at the camera.
She's cute. She looks excited to be there.
This photo is all about the light, right? I'm giving this one a pick. I love this shot. The lighting makes it just really, really interesting, and he's perfectly balanced in the frame. The composition here is great. Yeah, I do like seeing a little bit more of him.
I love this picture. The lighting is awesome. His expression is great. The composition is excellent. I also would give this a pick if Tony didn't already do it. The only changes that I made to it is that I made the shadows a little bit darker, a little more contrast. That's it. What are you up to?
Yeah, I was just gonna try to dodge and burn it a little bit to just add some more contrast to those lights.
In Lightroom? Good luck.
Well, you know, doing something quick here.
What kind of concert?
I don't know. My first take was it was like hee-haw, but then those ladies are not in traditional hee-haw dress.
I
So.
thought that it was like more like a show than a concert, but
Justin, you laughed. Did you used to watch hee-haw?
Just barely. I knew of it, but I remember one day you went off on this whole hee-haw rant. It was pretty funny.
You went on a hee-haw rant?
Yeah, do you know hee-haw?
No, definitely not. Never ask me that again.
I'm not even going to ask Siobhan about hee-haw. She does not know.
Siobhan, are you even available to us right now? Can you hear us? No.
Oh.
I miss her.
Okay. I cropped it down a little bit.
Is this a school dance?
Hey, Matus.
Oh, Hypnosis Dreaming About Photokina, your fan. I can't read his name, but we are going to be at Photokina in Germany, and we did ask to meet up with some people, so we'll have to post the dates and the times for that. This picture's cool. I don't care what anybody says. I'll defend it with my life.
It is cool. I've definitely been looking at it. I keep looking for the concert going on.
Don't you dare crop it. Don't you dare crop it.
He said he's our fan. He
and
must
the name
love
of
cropping.
hee-haw. No. No. Tony.
Yeah.
What did you just do? Let's revisit this. You stop it. You're crazy.
All right, you know what? You have your way with the photo, and we'll let the audience vote. You felt like you wanted to see the patching in the drywall over there? Like that was a key part of the story to
Hold
tell?
on. Hear me out. That tells the story. This is clearly in just some building like a high school or something. I think that's a part of the story. I think that kind of makes it like teenage, like coming of age, weird experience, techno dream. That's what I like about it.
Okay. Chelsea loves
But you know what? You
drywall
just want
patching.
to crop everything to fit your hee-haw worldview. I'm not having it.
I love this shot. It's taken from the stands, but the fists raised in the air just provides a great context. I'm giving this one a pick. I think it's a great moment. I have also been pondering a crop here because we just have this negative space up here, but I like the lights kind of streaming in. But maybe a little.
Tony.
We can't get rid of that's a key part. I don't know. No?
No, I like it.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. I liked what you did.
We'll re-import in just a bit. Send your photos in. We have a bunch of news to go over this week. News.
Why? You know what? Don't you ever just get tired of the news? No. Dronestagram
It's like 500 pics, but for aerial photography. And it seems like National Geographic sponsored a contest. And I just wanted to go over the winners because I thought the winners are really amazing. And I think aerial photography is kind of an up and coming field.
Yeah, some of these were just incredible.
Yeah, like this shot is just remarkable. And so many people get their drone, just like when somebody gets a new camera and they go out and take a picture of a flower or whatever. It's all about the storytelling and the mood and the lighting. And this has that. The composition is beautiful. The fog out there is just amazing. And of course,
Castle on a cloud.
Yeah, another winning shot. The story told only by the shadows here. Absolute gorgeous composition. Clearly a row of camels, but without the shadows, you would have no idea what it really was. I don't know, just like, I think that's a work of art, don't you think?
It's really beautiful. I would have liked it even without the camels. I would have thought it was cool.
Yeah.
But it's even better with those camels.
Yeah, fantastic work. And this is a sports shot, a skiing shot. And you wouldn't think of drones as being for sports photography, but the gentle arc that the skier is carving through the snow. Well, I kind of 16 by 9.
I was actually just teasing you. That's a beautiful picture.
And she just pretty, right? Lots of contrast, simple composition, no distractions. You know who this is?
Juno.
It's Juno.
You've been talking about your baby Juno. Don't go too fast, Juno.
I think we're all pretty pumped about Juno.
Would you crop this?
This is just it's a fake picture. Because there's nobody out there to take a picture of Juno in front of Jupiter. All right, look, all of us, I personally, I've always wanted to see better close-up pictures of Jupiter. And I just think that would be, Jupiter's really far. I'm just going to watch more reruns of Game of Thrones. People at NASA, they want to see close-up pictures of Jupiter. So they built the fastest spaceship ever and put an awesome camera in it and like slingshotted it around the Earth a couple of times.
Of course.
Fired it out towards Jupiter.
Sure.
And now it's in like its final approach. It's going into orbit around Jupiter. We don't really have great shots yet from it. We still have better shots from Hubble and that type thing. Shout out to NASA. They're just like the most adventurous and ambitious photographers on the planet. They really are.
I do think this is cool. What do you hope to see? Ideally, what would be the best Jupiter picture that you could hope for?
Oh, well, the poles have like an aurora borealis thing kind of going on. It should be able to like peer into the clouds. I bet, Justin, you probably know more about Juno than I do. What's Juno going to produce?
No, actually, I don't. Sadly. I just think Juno's really cool, too. I haven't really been following it, though, but it is a cool spacecraft.
He's been following other stuff, like that crematory.
There's a terrible news story about a crematory. Anyway, NASA, really, some of the most, the highest budget photographers ever. If you think about them that way, they are putting cameras in crazy, crazy places. Thank you,
like
NASA, for doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like billions of dollars. Took 5 years to get there. Pretty cool.
That is
Yeah,
cool.
it makes our camera budget look like nothing.
Our camera budget.
Fuji announced the X-T2, a follow-up to their X-T1. Looks pretty cool. APS-C, $1,600, 4K video, and some other stuff. Like, it should be better at tracking focus and stuff.
Yeah.
I recorded a whole video. It should be published in a couple hours. A few hours. It'll be published tonight. So stay tuned for lots of information about the XT1. This photo, Chelsea, if you had to guess, like what focal length would you say this was taken at?
Ooh, I don't know, like 200 or something?
Yeah, something telephoto, right?
Yeah.
It's not taken at 30 millimeters
No.
like a typical smartphone. So it was weird when Huawei tweeted this picture and said, this was their tweet that it was associated with it. We managed to catch a beautiful sunrise with Deliciously Ella, which is a weird name for a person.
That's what they call it.
Huawei's P9 dual light conditions like this a pleasure.
I don't like that. I like the picture, but it's a weird tweet.
Well, right, except there's no way that was taken with a smartphone. And somebody found out just on Facebook where they posted it, you could see the metadata. And the metadata shows it was taken with a 5D Mark III and the Canon 70-200 f2.8 at 135 millimeters. So there's absolutely no way that any smartphone could have taken it because they all have lenses like 30 millimeters. It was just complete fraud that they were busted and completely misleading.
That's bullshit.
I know, right?
And they deserve to go down. This enrages me.
Yeah. We're seeing this a lot where
I feel like, no.
We're involved in a lawsuit right now about a smartphone case that can't do
what they
it
claim.
Claims. Yeah.
I feel like we're in the wild west of marketing right now where everyone just puts up bullshit and never says the truth about it and gets away with it.
Yeah, and I doubt Huawei will be punished for this. They probably would have gotten away with it. Like, you got to figure, if you catch them once,
yeah,
then they probably got away with it 9 times.
They got you to buy
that
watch.
I kind of like my watch. It's
not even really a watch. You just got Huawei. That's going to be.
Okay, let's re-import and we'll take a look at a few more pictures. Maybe we should look at a portfolio.
I think Siobhan can hear us now, by the way.
Siobhan, you're back.
Oh.
Siobhan, do you have any interesting comments or questions from the peanut gallery?
Sure.
Sure. My drink tastes like burning.
Okay. If you are shooting in color for at a concert with all the different lights, should you make the brightest part white?
I think it depends where the brightest part is and how much it is. So if you have streaming lights in the background with, a lot of the times they have like fog or smoke or whatever, if that's blown out white behind your subject, that's fine. If it's a highlight on the person's face and it's the majority of their face or some important element, then I wouldn't blow it out. So it's kind of, I think it depends. Tony?
I feel like it's more art than science. You know what I mean? I feel like you should just adjust it so it looks good. But some of the lights are going to be completely blown out. They should be completely blown out.
Yeah, but you've got to,
usually,
it's got to be in the right place.
Yeah.
It's an artistic decision, I guess is what we're saying.
Yeah. What else you got, Siobhan?
Okay. I just finished my first helicopter photo shoot, but only got a few good pictures. Which settings are best to balance vibrations and sharpness?
Which settings what?
Which settings balance vibrations and sharpness? I've shot in helicopters before and really haven't had a problem with the vibrations. I mean, you're obviously outside in the sun.
You're moving.
And usually your shutter speeds is up like 1/1000th or something. And I don't know. I guess maybe it helps to have an image stabilized lens, but I don't know. It hasn't really been an issue for me.
Me either.
But yeah, while you're there, you should zoom in and check to see if stuff is blurry. If you're seeing camera shake, then use a higher shutter speed. But yeah, I guess image stabilization it's always helpful.
Man, we get questions, don't we?
Let's take a look at what we're going to say. Go ahead.
One more from Siobhan.
Okay.
All right. This one's for you specifically, Chelsea.
Uh-oh.
I recently bought a Wacom Pro tablet. I'm having a hard time deciding how best to set it up. How do you have the buttons and menus configured for Photoshop, and do you even use it in Lightroom?
I use it all the time. Sometimes I even use it not for editing photos. I just like it. It's more comfortable for my arm and my hand. I just have always preferred to use the keyboard. I have the medium Intuo, so I could put the buttons to the left or my right, depending on if you're right or left-handed. I do have shift set up on there on one of the buttons, and I can zoom in using the wheel, but I end up using the keyboard a lot. It's just a preference thing, and I'm I like to hack things together, so I think I just got used to the keyboard shortcuts anyway. I use a lot of keyboard shortcuts. My hand is going to be on the keyboard anyway, so I end up just using one hand on the Wacom one hand on the keyboard and do it that way.
Include like a cool dial that allows you to change the brush size or zoom or whatever, and lots of custom buttons. So you could use just that for most everything, but you learned to use the keyboard shortcuts first, and then you never like retaught.
No, but that's not even just it. A lot of people, the Wacom isn't just made for photographers. A lot of illustrators, a lot of colorists for comic books and things like that use it. And I don't know, they might not necessarily need all of the keyboard shortcuts. But yeah, I like to have my hand on the keyboard for when I want to use shortcuts. I don't really use the few buttons to the left of the Wacom.
Let's look at typeamelozaphotography.com. I don't know if that's a common name, but that I feel like the URL could be simpler. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nice to be able to say visit and have them
but
just be
that's
able to
also
visit.
a difficult one. Northrop, people never know how to spell it. UP, OP. It's
That's
actually not great.
Both. You register both, common misspellings, and then you redirect to the main site. I've thought about this.
Don't get like that with me. Not on this show.
Oh, okay. So it's Ty Pameloza.
Oh.
So he's in Utah. I don't know if Ty Pameloza is, I guess that could work. Though Ty can have many different spellings too. You might just think about a name that's easier to convey verbally. Though if you're handing out cards or something, or if you're mostly just pulling people in online, the spelling of the domain name doesn't really matter too much. Beautiful photo of yourself there. Tells a lot about you. And I think the layout of the site is absolutely gorgeous, right? Mm-hmm. I haven't seen this layout for Squarespace before.
I haven't seen a lot of people use this.
But they have different categories kind of laid out in these wide format thumbnails. So let's check out his landscapes.
Let's do it. He lives in Utah, so he should have some good ones.
Yeah. Yeah, Utah really is a beautiful place.
There's so much to do there.
I like when you make jokes that nobody could possibly get. We saw this photo maybe just last week.
Yeah, I think it was last week.
Yeah. All gorgeous shots. They're just all great shots.
Yeah, they're really good.
I don't have any suggestions.
I also want to clarify I wasn't being sarcastic. We went to Utah for a business trip and I was shocked by how much there was to do. Made a song about it.
Would you please just sing the song now? Because nobody's going to get...
No, they just didn't want them to feel hurt like I was making fun of them. Oh, this is a great shot.
Yeah, I like the long exposure on this. So Ty said that he's a photography hobbyist. So he's not necessarily trying to make money from it. He's just kind of showing off his work.
He's great. He's also a physical therapist. Just all around talented.
Yeah, I think all of these are pro quality photos. And I haven't seen a single shot where I wanted to stop and be like, oh, you should crop it differently.
Ooh, I love that. Look at that.
Yeah, all these photos are perfect. I'm really going to try to come up with some constructive criticism other than your domain name, which is probably fine.
What? Those are real? What's the story behind that?
I don't know. They're so
They
colorful.
look like candy. That street cat looks like it's seen it all. Go back to that real quick. Look at that.
That's a really cool shot.
Yeah, that's cool.
How many categories are there?
I like Ty. I'm going to hang out with him next time I go back to Utah.
So it's out by location. I think that's okay given your...
Look at that arch.
I just kind of want to see what he has for video. What do you think this is going to be? Short version?
I don't know. Better be careful.
Yeah, don't go like get me this, take it down for copyright. Okay, sorry. Okay, so he's got some video clips on there. Do you have any constructive criticism for him? Yeah, Ty, I think your portfolio looks awesome. Just keep it what you're doing.
I all around like Ty.
Here's what Ty had to say about Squarespace. I love Squarespace. It's easy, reliable, and professional looking. I just started photography a few months ago, and this is a great way to show my best work worth every penny.
You should. I hate people like Ty. He's a physical therapist, and he just started photography a few months ago and has a great portfolio and amazing pictures. Like, why are there people like you? Ago? Yeah.
All right. Well,
just
you're winning at everything, Ty.
Ty, take it down a notch. You're making us look bad.
Ty's super smart because he posted his portfolio on Squarespace, which makes it easy and makes everything beautiful without you having to be a design freak.
Be like Ty.
Go to squarespace.com/Tony and get a 14-day free trial. No credit card required. Pick out your 15 favorite pictures, your 15 best pictures. That'll take you a couple of days. Putting it on Squarespace will take you only a couple of minutes. Make everything awesome. If you decide you like it and you want to keep it, use the coupon code portfolio for 10% off. That just lets them know that they heard about it.
Good at plugging Squarespace.
Thanks.
I noticed that about you. Do you think Ty and Kyle Wolf would be friends?
I don't see why not. They both seem like awesome people.
I'm just wondering, like, is it weird to hook people
is this some
up?
weird matchmaking thing?
Yeah. Is that weird?
They're not really that close to each other. I mean, Kyle was in Utah, but...
Before you keep going, should we do Chitchat?
Let's look at a couple of pictures, then we'll jump out to Chitchat. This is a great shot. I like the grainy effect. I'm giving it a pick.
Look at those hands.
Can you go back to that?
Those
I
are
think I might have
bakers.
missed that last photo.
Oh, okay. You just wanted to show it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and I like the guitarist in the background. Little motion in it.
I like it.
Cool story. I like the inclusion of the lights here, though. Not being
He's
able to see
got
his
baker's hands. Hey, that's Bono. Go for it, Bono.
Yeah.
Do it.
But there's maybe a little more negative space than
Wow,
needed.
you're going to crop Bono? This is awesome. 5 stars.
Yeah, I gave that one a pick right away. Absolutely beautiful.
Look at the guy in the background.
The bright colors and the blown out exposure. That guy, I want to deduct a star for that guy.
It makes me laugh. I don't know why.
Legit, I might clone him out.
Rollins.
Yeah, Henry
Nice.
Rollins.
Wait. Who's this?
Who's Henry Rollins?
Are you guys joking?
You don't know Hee Haw or
Are you
Henry
serious?
Rollins.
Are you guys-
You seriously legit don't know
Are
who
you guys
Henry Rollins
punking
is.
me right now?
Siobhan, do you know Henry Rollins?
Chelsea, he was the lead singer of Black Flag.
The punk band?
Yes.
Oh. I don't know why you guys would expect
He's also a
him-
motivational speaker.
He's a motivational speaker.
He's wonderful.
Yeah, and a poet.
Yeah, he's a
spoken
He's
word
also a
stuff.
poet.
He's awesome, yeah.
He
There's
really
no
is.
stopping Henry Rollins. I'm going to Google him after this.
I'm just giving it a pick because of Henry Rollins.
I don't know, guys. I'm questioning this one.
You know what? If this guy was legit at a Jimi Hendrix
10
concert,
stars.
I'll give that one a pick too.
It's film, and it looks like from the era, and he's like got all his gear, and he looks like him.
Do you think this is for real?
Yeah, I think it's probably a film shot that the guy took.
Yeah, Jimi Hendrix, 1969.
Did you really take this picture, viewer? We're just going to breeze past that and not comment like someone didn't just submit a Jimi Hendrix picture? Like they were like 2 feet from Jimi Hendrix?
I did. What else can I
It
say?
was crazy. Justin, did you love Jimi Hendrix as a teenager?
I still love him.
I had like posters and
amazing.
t-shirts. That's so awesome. I thought our viewer had a time machine, but he's just older than me.
I'd be especially impressed if it was taken on an XT1 or something. I learned about Jimi Hendrix through Stevie Ray Vaughan.
I would
I heard Stevie Ray Vaughan
awesome
covers.
too.
I would just
And then I went and heard the original songs.
Oh no, you poor Texan.
I know, right?
I
What'd you
would
get?
clone it so there was more Jimi Hendrix in this picture.
Would you guys believe that I used to have an AIM screen name based on a Stevie Ray Vaughan song?
Which one was it?
Crossfire?
Oh,
I remember that was your thing.
yeah. I guess
love Stevie Ray Vaughan as
wasn't just
well.
a Texas thing.
Oh no, I love Stevie. Everybody does.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if you play guitar, especially. SRV. Dead Red. I like the use of the colors.
It just fits.
Yeah.
I'm still so excited about Jimi Hendrix.
I'm just going to crop in a little bit here to
You
just
would.
kind of balance the negative space. It's a really small change. Just between here and here, it feels a little more comfortable. And better, like, brings your eye over to his face.
I'm just gonna bring up the highlights a little bit because I feel you pulling them back. Sometimes you got to go for it when it's about rock and roll, you guys. That's a strat. Who's this? Sister Hazel? Oh, Siobhan likes them. She has a tattoo right next to her Nickelback tattoo.
I don't want to burn there.
Look at this photograph.
I am hoping we see some Nickelback today. These poor guys.
Yeah.
This is weird because I guess these are, like, as I study it, I can see
guitar.
that they're shooting between guitars, and it's a picture of a trumpet. So I think it's an interesting composition. It took me a little bit to process. A folk concert from 1981. I feel like this is also somebody you're supposed to recognize, but all I can see is this big old hair.
No,
You guys-
I'm going to give
did you
this
notice that
5
right away?
stars. This is history.
1981. That's not history.
It is for me, baby.
You were 12.
No, I wasn't.
I have a hard time remembering what your current public
I
age
find
is.
it disturbing that this man's crotch is a face.
I feel like they should be wearing a long trench coat and just pretending to be an extra tall guy.
This picture is cool. I don't
Giving
even
it a
know
pick.
why. What is this? Such emotion.
So a crowd shot like this, I feel like including their heads and like the hands up in the air works really well. The lights included back here look great. This guy seems a little bored, but otherwise, I think it's a really good moment.
You think the photographer could have been like, hey, dude, less bored.
Yeah, if you could just,
Spice this up. I got to submit this to the Northrops.
oh, that's really cool.
Is that Neil Gaiman?
I don't think so.
Is that Fred Durst?
According to the file name, it's the Wu-Tang Clan.
Whoa. That's a good picture. Actually, I'm going to give that 5 stars. That looks like it'd be in a magazine.
Yeah, I agree.
The processing is awesome. It's got like
I
this.
kind of want a little less room above his head.
Oh,
But
yeah, you
I
would.
still want to include these
Look at this
people
guy.
down here kind of interacting with him and taking pictures.
Oh, wait, go back. It's all about the details.
She doesn't seem like she belongs at a Wu-Tang concert.
Tony, I'm gonna try to get Justin to edit that comment out. Let's just keep going.
It was just her expression.
A Queen concert.
I think it's a cool picture, but it's this guy.
Why are you laughing?
It's these two in the background. Don't you feel like they're like,
He's like, you said this was Paul McCartney.
you know what?
I was wrong.
Do you know a place to get a nice salad?
That's what my mom always says. Tony, stop. First you give me this hell's liquor, then you show me a nice salad.
You picked your own booze tonight. What are you drinking tonight?
Shut up.
Whiskey Pig, or no, Whistle Pig.
Yeah.
I'm drinking I've had an iced coffee, but with Bailey's and some.
Oh God, what am I going to
Whistle
do?
Pig.
You're going to be up all night.
I'm
making
mostly
crazy-
made of caffeine at this
You're
point.
going to be making
Like,
crazy
way too much.
jokes. Nickelback into the wee hours.
This is very cool. It's
you
like
people go
Scottish
places.
steampunk.
I'm into it. They went to Middle Earth to get the. Where are you?
I feel like I know this band, but I'm not coming up with a name.
Are you thinking of Justin? Fill in the blank.
Not Dead Mouse.
Dead Mouse.
No.
No.
Doesn't Dead Mouse wears a mouse hat? Is that Daft Punk?
Daft Punk. That's what I was
Oh,
thinking
that
of.
is
Well,
what I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Maybe. There's 2 of them, though.
They both do the no face thing.
Oh, yeah.
Alice Cooper. Oh dear Lord, this is awesome.
Alice Cooper's awesome. He's a Phoenix guy. You see him around town and stuff.
No way, he's just hanging
yeah.
in Phoenix.
Yeah, he owns restaurants and stuff there. It's
He's
great.
been in 2 retail stores in 2 different states that I've lived in while I was working.
You've seen him twice.
Twice.
You're like Alice, so we meet again. Is his name really
Yeah.
Alice?
Yeah. I think.
I don't think it is.
Okay, we got two different opinions, Tony. Is his name really Alice or not?
I'm sure. You think he like adopted the name Alice? Like he gave himself that name?
Well, is that the band
He's
name?
like, what's an awesome rock star name? Alice.
His name is Vincent Damon Fournier.
He really did.
Huh?
It's a stage name.
Yeah, no, Justin just said his name is Vincent.
If you're a true badass, you wear stripy pants and you name yourself Alice. Okay?
True badass.
And you hang out with Siobhan. Yeah, this is
a distinctly different setting. A real
It's in
change
Sweden.
of gears from Alice Cooper.
Yeah, it's Sweden.
Oh, this is how they rock out in Sweden.
what is it? Oh, maybe
I have never seen a hat like that.
maybe
She
Eric
makes
can tell
Daft
us.
Punk look really sissy. She just got fire hat.
I think it's a cool picture.
Catholics are awesome.
You don't know. I don't think that's Catholic.
No?
There's this guy. That's not.
I mean, it's in a cathedral.
Well, it's different than what I know.
It's Swedish Jesus. He looks different than
He
American
looks like
Jesus.
he has free college. That's what Jesus looks like with free college. He's like, yay! I should show people the Jesus from my church. It would be censored in Europe.
Chelsea, can you name a Swedish invention right now? We learned so many.
Yes, I can. Eric tells me all the time. Velcro and buttons.
And a zipper.
Huh? What else?
And the zipper. All
Oh, the
fasteners?
zipper.
God, those guys can't stop clothing.
They like closing their clothing.
Beautiful use of the light for composition. I give you a pick right away.
I gave you a pic
That
before
picture's
he
perfect.
did mentally.
These guys are having a good time.
His shirt says Elvis, like the Levi's logo. That's funny if you're like me. This guy gets it.
Yeah, their name apparently is Elvis Fontenot.
Cool.
Cool use of silhouette. I think that totally works. I like that shot.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, really great use of light. I mean, you can't. When bands have great light, I feel like you can get such amazing photos out of it. I'll even like watch some people in concert and try to figure out like what they're doing with the light and try to bring
That's
that into
Ed
photography.
Sheeran.
I like this kind
And you're like
of juxtaposition. It reminds me of one of those 80s portraits where they like put your silhouette, your profile up in the corner.
Oh yeah, he's known. He's the Olin Mills concert guy.
Okay.
Siobhan, tell me stuff and things before we do chit chat.
I have like a lot of corrections about who the pictures are of for you guys.
We don't need to hear. We don't need to be right.
cares?
Well, I'm going to tell you anyway.
Okay.
The Jimi Hendrix picture was taken by this gentleman on a Pentax 35mm film camera at San Jose Pop Festival, Santa Clara County Fairgrounds, California, May 25th, 1969.
You are so cool.
How does he have so much information?
Cause he is cool, but he also remembers stuff. We're complete opposites. That's why we should hang out. I'm not cool, and I forget everything.
He was definitely doing the Jimi Hendrix concert wrong if he remembered so much.
You don't know. He probably had some drug that enhanced his memory. It was a weird time.
No, if it had been me, I'd have developed that role like 2 months later and been like, who went to a Jimi Hendrix concert?
And that big crazy mask thing was not Daft Punk. Apparently, that is how the Pet Shop Boys perform these days.
Who's that and why?
You don't know the Pet Shop Boys, Chelsea?
God.
West End Girls. Do.
Okay.
You don't know that
They're
song?
a very, very popular 80s band.
Oh. Wait, can I
Okay,
hear
and that-
another song? Justin?
That's the only one I know.
That crazy church thing is a holiday in Scandinavia called Saint Lucia or Lucia on the 13th of December.
Oh, cool.
It looks dangerous.
Probably is.
I'm from a litigious country. We can't just have open flames in public. We're not even allowed to have hot coffee here. I actually have to get in my hamster ball to go upstairs after this. What else, Siobhan?
What is the best way to get rid of gross red light during concerts? Even when adjusting the white balance and taking out some of the red, I can never get it to look right.
It can look really nasty. I totally relate. And for some reason, the red looks even worse when it comes to noise and stuff.
Yeah, and you really can't get rid of it. Like if there's only red light, you can never pull the white balance back. You need a little bit of something.
You could embrace it and work with it, or go black and white.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Or wait till the light color changes. You got anything else before we go to chit chat?
Here's a two-parter for you.
Oh.
I want to work for a photographer as an assistant to learn the business side of photography. I want the experience, not money. How do I approach a photographer?
I think there are several different ways. Like a lot of photographers reach out looking for second shooters. So it might be a good idea to just do social networking with other photographers in the field, like a wedding photographer or something. You could also put up local listings for a second shooter. Or you could just do word of mouth. There are a lot of groups. There are a lot of like business groups, photography business groups, things like that you can get involved in.
I'd search for photographers in your area and reach out to every single one of them, praise their work, say that you're a fan.
Actually,
and then tell them what you can do for them. Free labor, genuinely free labor, and say that you will make it as easy as possible for them.
Yeah, but I have to say, if you reach out and pretend to know their work, actually know it. Because we get people do that all the time, and I can tell right away if they're just BSing me and saying they know what we do.
Yeah,
so find someone you're genuinely interested in. If you reach out, actually show that you know what they do. And I just state your intentions as well, honestly, because people can tell if you're being genuine, and sometimes you just have to deal with it if you're not a good fit for the person.
Yeah, but phrase it as what that person can get from your relationship. Because so many people reach out to us and they say what they can get from us. They'll be like, oh, you could teach me so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, but still you're asking me for a huge favor and you're only telling me what you'll get out of it. I get that.
Yeah. Especially if the person is already pretty independent. They get a lot of people asking them for favors, which can be really draining. So,
what is Chitchat exactly, Chelsea?
Chitchat is a part of the show when we read your comments, and sometimes we answer them earnestly, and sometimes we just make fun of you because we're not good people.
Petkovsky.
He says, why do you always talk about Kyle Wolf? Who is he?
How do you not know Kyle Wolf? It's like not knowing who the Pet Shop Boys are.
Right,
not
sir.
Knowing Alice Cooper.
You set yourself right. Kyle Wolf is the man. And that's all you need to know.
Yeah. Google Kyle Wolf.
He's awesome.
All his names end in E, though.
Yeah.
Don't misspell his name.
Don't misspell it.
He was in the last video, the Sigma Lens review.
He was.
Yeah. He's a friend.
Cool.
He's an amazing landscape photographer.
Our friend.
And other types of photography.
James McAdams says, very nice video with lots of thought-provoking ideas. The last quote was very good. I don't know what that is. Made me think a lot about what I do in the school portrait market. And we made a podcast, What Makes a Great Photographer. We talked about some famous photographers and what made them great. We talked about some different types of photographers and which traits they need to really become great in their field. And I really liked, we got a lot of comments like this, and I was really happy because I thought we were really passionate about that particular podcast. And we see a lot of photography, and that one meant a lot to me, just kind of trying to suss out what really makes something good. And I think that's an age-old question in art. So you should check it out. You should check it out.
And if you're interested, you can go to sdp.io/podcast. Not podcat.
That would be awesome.
Podcast.
Siobhan, I just found our podcast name. Podcat.
And there we have a whole listing of all the different
podcasts
episodes. Rich Skirt.
Love you guys, but you got to turn the gain down a bit on the microphone. Laugh my ass off. Even Chelsea's voice sounds bassy. My voice is bassy. It's like this. And even the Cookie Monster, Mother Trucker, said, yes, the gain is high on this vid. About 15% too high. 15%. Even the Cookie Monster, a cookie addict, had to weigh in on this.
People, I like that he laughed his ass off about your gain being 15% too high. Like that is, wow.
Your sense of humor is right over my head. The Cookie Monster, look at him. Judgy bastard.
Terry Thomas.
Maybe it's all this deferred anger at everyone and everything. Also, it allows one to be secret BS tosser. In front of a human, even this BS anger tossers are likely to rein it in, or they would have no friends. So,
You.
I don't know. What did I just read?
I just really like the phrase BS tosser.
Is that why you put this in here?
Yeah, I just want to introduce that into everybody's vocabulary.
What video
BS
was this
tosser.
on? What is this about?
I don't know. Just BS tosser.
That's what? That's why? Come on, Tony. Don't make me read. Why is there an Electro 35 on the table? And James R. said, it's Chelsea's natural form. A few years back, he brought that camera to life and made a Chelsea.
Weird Science or some other 80s movie.
Remember that story like Mannequin, where they brought the Mannequin to life?
Right. I know what we're doing tonight. We're watching Mannequin.
No, we're not.
You got to watch the sequel.
The sequel's even better.
Mannequin 2 on the move.
Stop it, Justin.
No, I swear, there's a sequel.
This world's not right.
Smackjack says, I help people spending money. That's what I care about. He's quoting me. Confirmation that Tony only cares about money. Not starving kids, not his family, not puppies, only money. And now my hay fever is acting up again, all thanks to Tony over here. Spreading pollen without consideration and scaring crows away just for laughs. What a jerk.
Actually, his pet name for me is Money, and he makes me dress in all green. And then he hugs me. He was joking. That guy is our friend. Well, we don't actually know him, but he's usually supportive. Bank of America is pure evil. They screwed me so hard, they literally changed my life course. Oh my gosh, that's
A couple of weeks ago, you went on a rant about Bank of America.
And I do it again in a second.
Nobody had brought up Bank of America.
Everybody brings up Bank of America. You should be ashamed of yourself, Bank of America. You made this country worse. Same in Australia, mate. Our monies are worthless, it seems like. Get you some Golden Girls cosplay, and indeed, Bank of America is terrible.
I like that he followed up on the Golden Girls cosplay.
This guy's all with me. He's like, Golden Girls cosplay, great. Bank of America, terrible.
It's weird that people in Australia are mad at Bank of America, though, right?
I don't think he's... Well, I don't think he's...
Well, this guy, same in
mad
Australia.
at Bank of America specifically. I think he's saying his banks also are terrible.
Vic Vinegar.
Go for it, Tony.
Who's not that guy from Always Sunny.
No, that's
Mac. Chelsea, I like your hair, and I mean that in a non-creepy way.
There's no way.
I feel like I can't give compliments on YouTube without sounding like a creeper, but just know that I think your hair looks nice. Slowly backs away from the computer, runs away. Giving out compliments on the internet, you're a very brave man. Watch out, boy. She's married with Anne Kind of Schwarzenegger.
I love that comment. And kinds of Schwarzenegger. This is like very like inside jokey. Okay. People quoting other things. Thank you for saying my hair looks nice. That's nice of you. It wasn't creepy.
All right, let's get through as many photos as we can, because that's what people really want. Why? I like this shot. I don't like these guys over here, because clearly this is our hero. And, you know, I don't think we care about the Mac. We could simplify it a little bit. Maybe even get rid of that.
Okay.
Good shot. You have any feedback, Chelsea? I can't crop it in because I like the guitarist over here. So I'm just going to give it a pick. I love the lighting here. It's a little washed out, but I think it's okay because it conveys that fog. For me, the focal point here is like this lady's interaction with the accordion player.
It's a beautiful world.
Yeah. So I'm just going to try to simplify it a little bit without cropping her out.
This picture's awesome. The colors are so good.
Yeah, but don't you feel like...
No.
You're just okay with her feet just being cut off?
Because life isn't perfect, Tony. And you stop trying to push us all into your Tony box. Who's this? Joss Stone? I don't even know.
Yeah, seems like a great picture. I think it turned out
5 stars. This, 5 stars. I hate feet. Anyway. I don't know.
I feel like I know this guy,
Sure.
but I'm drawing a blank.
It's not who you think it is.
Nobody? No, it's just not who I think it is.
No.
Okay.
I know who you think it is, but it's not.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to keep with color because they had to be there. So what about this?
Yeah, I feel like each picture has a more hair game. This guy's hair's fake, though. He's clearly got a wig.
Tony, that's
Look at that.
rude.
No, it is, though.
No, you're... Okay.
He's
being
clearly
jealous.
balding, and he has an accounting job during the day, and he just puts on that cool hair. I keep reading the file names. That's why there's this long pause. I don't want people to think I'm like...
Well, the file names are also very long.
Yeah, sometimes, you want to know a little bit more about them or whatever. Okay. Take that crop back. I'm sorry. This is super cool.
This is hilarious.
I feel like I should know this guy, too.
I'm going to crop it.
Just down to that?
The hand. Sorry. The face. I'm sorry, I don't know.
That drink's treating you pretty well tonight.
Let's go back. Let's have a moment of silence.
That's not good on live TV, Chelsea. It's the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Shh. Respect the hand.
Okay. I know it can be difficult to move yourself around. It would have been nice to see like a little bit of his eyes, I think.
He saw a ghost. That's a great shot of the drummer.
I think so too.
We missed this one because I'm trying to go back, but it's not working.
Oh.
This person will be sad if we just go by them.
Yeah, I feel like that's a nice kind of soulful moment. I like everybody in the pit there getting their pictures. It tells an interesting story. I like giving that one a pick
I have an
too.
interesting story. If you're in the pit, if you're any kind of professional photographer working with other professional photographers, don't do the thing where you try to tell everyone how great you are. Don't you hate that?
Yeah, I know. Anytime photographers come together,
there's one guy.
In a group of 8, there's one douchebag who wants to just name drop.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
Let people ask. If people say, hey, what's the last concert you shot?
I mean, if you hate
Answer the
friends,
question.
do whatever you want.
Yeah, but you don't have to be like, oh, I was just shooting Dave Matthews and...
I was just the personal shooter for Dave
I feel like
Matthews.
I'm actually being too specific with this.
Oh, that
Some
actually
douchebag is that is
Someone
the
said that to you?
last example I heard was he was just going on and on about his Dave Matthews experience. Like we were all going to be like, whoa, he's not Dave Matthews.
Just don't say anything. It's fine. Nobody cares anyway. I never say anything. Do you say anything? Like I'm always just like, hi, I'm Chelsea.
I did not
like
say
candy.
a word to anybody. just trying to get my shots and get out of there.
I know. It's a weird thing. Happens to me a lot when I meet other photographers. They're like, want to see my camera and here you want to see my portfolio? I'm like, no, that's actually my job.
Yeah, I just hide my face and hope nobody's like a Pentax shooter.
That's what you do?
Yeah.
Oh. I hide behind being a woman because they're always like, hey, sweetheart, do you know what a shutter button is? I'm like, oh, I'm just going to be over here. Thanks for honeying me.
I think this is
laughs.
a
You know what
perfect
it's like
shot.
to be honeyed, right, Siobhan? She's giving me the nod of knowing. The knowing nod.
This is another
is
fantastic
awesome.
action shot, right?
5 stars and a pick.
It's like daylight, but they have some sort of lights going on up here. And yeah, the motion and the drummers in the background, all of it's perfect.
This is also awesome. He's in a sea of lights.
Yeah, though I feel like, especially for online usage, you could crop this way down.
Tony, whoa. Did you watch my last podcast? Not all about online usage, Tony. I like the lighting in this. Give it 5 stars.
Okay, great shot.
I actually think that as a photographer, you did a good job, but the green light on the skin just looks not my favorite.
Yeah, and I think his positioning, the guitar is turned at such a steep angle that it doesn't convey very well. And you can't necessarily move around, but the musicians will move. So you just kind of hold the shutter, wait for them to turn a little bit towards you, and get the shot when you can.
Yeah. We get nitpicky as the show goes on. Not your fault. Tony, would you want to be a musician? Does that appeal to you?
Oh, I wanted to be a musician for a long time. It just turns out I have no musical talent.
Yeah. Wait, why did you want to be a musician?
You were a musician, Tony.
You played the trombone.
Oh, yeah.
So what were you getting at? It had bone in the name, so you thought that was like promising.
I think we can just have a moment of silence for that joke.
Gonna let it wash over me.
I cropped that a little bit, but otherwise I think it's a great shot.
Tell me, you wanted to be a musician, like...
I just loved music. It just turns out I didn't have any musical ability whatsoever.
The same thing happened to me, because I wanted to sing in Disney movies when I was a kid.
Oh, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I listened to mostly country music, so I wanted to be like Willie Nelson or Johnny Lee or...
Tammy Mandrell.
No, I did not want to be Barbara Mandrell or Tammy Wynette.
Sorry, I get those too.
You're upsetting a lot of Southerners, including me.
You know who I actually really wanted to be like? Axl Rose.
I think it was funny because it's hilarious because you were really young. Not to give away your real age, but way too young to be into Guns N' Roses.
Actually,
you were like 4 or 5 or something when you were super into Guns N' Roses.
When I saw Slash, also I was like, this is my calling in life. I'll play guitar in front of a church, and this is how it should be. But it didn't happen. Now I do this. It's not even cool. Nobody respects it.
Play guitar in front of a church like
November Rain.
November Rain, right? I knew I was going to come up with a name.
Yeah. We can't all be cool. That's the lesson. But we can take pictures of the cool people.
I just brought up the shadows on the side a little bit here and increased the contrast.
I like this picture a lot.
The silhouette.
Yeah. Give it a pick.
I just made more of everything that was good about it.
Oh, dang. I'm actually going to give this a pick.
Really, just...
I'm going to give this 5 stars as well.
Yeah, this curve here
crap.
and the way her hair is, it's absolutely like a stunning picture. And yeah. Great for large format. I think if I were putting on an Instagram or something...
No, stop!
No, it depends on how you're using it. I'm not even saying he needs to do this.
Or she.
Yeah, he or she. But for online use, small format, a tighter crop will get you more likes. I promise it'll get you more likes.
This is amazing.
Yeah, though I think we lost the white somehow. Maybe let's process a little bit. So go ahead and let that blow out.
I like the original. Please go back. What is this?
This is Kyle Medina from the green room, like behind the scenes.
Explain.
How stoned is this guy? This guy's not with the band. He's just like a fan.
Siobhan, he just mansplained it to me. He's not stoned. He's just...
No, that guy's super stoned.
No, he just got...
You can tell me that guy's not stoned.
I think that might be Kyle Medina.
That's
really?
That's not Kyle Medina. That's not Kyle Medina. That is also not Kyle Medina. That's the theme of the picture.
Cool behind the scenes photo. Sorry to diagnose whoever as being stoned. I don't. But you gotta admit, right?
I like how it's a diagnosis. Like, Dak, give it to me straight. You're stoned, son. Son, you straight up stoned.
Come on.
That would be heartbreaking. It'd be like, guys, I found out what's wrong with me.
I Googled my symptoms on WebMD.
I'm stoned. God, I'm so dumb today. All right. That's a nice guitar. I don't know.
Oh, that's Mutemath.
We did that. I didn't know they played the guitar. What?
Good action shot. Should we go back to Siobhan?
I love to go to Siobhan. I just like her a lot.
Oh my goodness, we have so many photos.
What's up over there?
Let's see what I have for you. You guys are cracking me up tonight. Oh, so this was a follow-up to the last question I asked about becoming an assistant. Someone else asked, have you guys ever taken on assistants, and how did it go?
We haven't. We've had people contact us, but the way that we work is so last minute. It's like we have a to-do list that's a mile long, and then if we see an opportunity to do something, we jump on it, and we usually don't have any time. It's like we're constantly just trying to catch up on whatever video, and then some new product will get announced, and then we have to stick that into our schedule. So I feel bad. We haven't even responded to the people that would like to intern for us, but we don't know how to bring them in on a shoot because everything we do is so last minute and so fast paced, and like we don't even have time to catch people up on what we're doing. So that is something we'd like. I wish we could find someone that could just jump in effortlessly and help us out because we could use the help. But
they'd have to be like a next door neighbor.
Yeah, they would have to.
They just have to be
really
hovering
close
around us all the time,
yeah.
waiting for exciting stuff to happen.
Otherwise, it's just too much work. Well, we've taken on people too. The problem is we've trained people, and it will take weeks to train them, and then they're like, got what I needed, bye. So it's like ends up being, we don't end up getting anything from it. We end up spending more time training someone than getting something from it. So.
Yeah, it's just not without cost.
Yeah. What else, Siobhan? So enthusiastic.
Do you
have any advice for picking a wedding photographer for my wedding? Do you have any good questions to ask to help select the right person?
I would ask how many weddings they've shot, if they use a second shooter. And then the next thing, this is something that I'm actually not good at, but I really admire in other wedding photographers, is they're really good at the process of sitting down with you and picking out what prints you want, because everyone thinks that they just want to shoot and burn photographer, but you don't. They think, oh, just give me the digital files. I'll know what to do with them. No, a part of being a really great wedding photographer is knowing a beautiful album to put together, knowing how to get the right prints. They just have experience with these things and they're really good at it. Don't go for the bargain photographer. I know it's super tempting, but look into people that have been doing it for a long time and know about the right prints to get and know about the right photo books to get and how to put them together. That is an art in itself. What other things would you ask?
I don't know. I have a hard time trying to, because I'd be looking at their portfolio. I'd be looking at reviews and testimonials from other people. I don't even know what sort of questions I could even ask that would give me useful information. I can't even think of anything. But yeah, as you talk to them, you'll kind of feel them out and see if their style is consistent. But hopefully, you know their work.
Yeah. It's tough. That's a tough
Reverse
gig.
image search their pictures.
Do you think people lie about it?
Oh, yeah, they do sometimes.
Do they really?
Pictures in, yeah.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, it really is. Especially for wedding photography.
Siobhan, one more question.
One more? Okay, crap. All right, this guy asked one early, so I'll give it to him. Do you have any tips for shooting through fences? I found standing back I get weird stripes of high and low contrast.
I would actually get close.
Yeah, get as close as you can. If you can push the lens against the fence, that's great.
But that only works if the subject is far away from the fence.
Yeah. Use the lowest f-stop number you can.
How are you shooting through a fence?
And try to shade the fence because it's like the sunlight reflecting off the fence that's going to show up. So if you can
shows highlights,
hold your hat out or something and cast the shade and where you're shooting through, that'll minimize it.
Yeah.
Chapter 8 of Standing Digital Photography has a section on shooting at zoos that covers shooting through fences.
Oh, God.
So take a look at that.
Do you have a lot of complaints about that chapter?
Why?
Zoos.
This is a great picture, right?
I like his 3 rings.
Yeah, it's perfectly
and
composed.
His face parts.
Finally a slow shutter speed picture. I've been looking for one of these just so I could talk about it, but one thing people never do in concerts is use a slow shutter speed. And depending on the band, depending on the instrument, you might be...
Why do you say people never do that?
I just don't see it very often, but I think the best photos are those taken at a slow shutter speed that show some motion, especially for people like drummers. But if you can get a guitarist and you can get motion in his hands, That's going to be a way more compelling photo than something taken at 1/250th that completely freezes the motion. So 1/25th was the right shutter speed for this drummer. It shows lots of action.
Yeah, like the cymbals are really quite sharp. He's just never stops moving.
Yeah, but
his parents were like, "What are we gonna do with him?"
I'm sure they shot some at 1/1000th, and it just wasn't as compelling. When we shot Dr. Joe, blues guitars.
Joe, what's up, Dr. Joe?
I had to get down to 1/5 to show, like, because he was just kind of strumming his guitar. But 1/5 got the picture sharp with image stabilization and showed the strumming of the guitar. So I'll get fast shutter speed shots and make sure I got it. But then I drop that shutter speed down. I'll start at 1/5, and I'll go to 1/20th, 1/50th. I'll just kind of move it up and down because you don't get a chance to like review your shots and see.
I did that as well.
What's capturing the most
at
emotion.
the Mutemath show.
Yeah.
I wanted to get some action in the drummer because he was moving around a lot. He had a lot of energy. I liked that about him, and I wanted to get that movement. A frozen drummer. I mean, that doesn't tell the story of a drummer.
Right.
Why would you want that?
But shutter priority, auto ISO, and take a lot of shots. Take like 20, 50, 100 shots because with the slow shutter speed, a lot are going to be ruined. But you'll get some that are perfect like this with a good expression in the face and good hand motion. Tips, Chelsea, tips.
Wow, tips. You heard him here.
Oh, look at this. You can see his breath. That's remarkable.
Oh, you're still going to crop him.
Could use a crop.
Robin Thicke.
I don't know who this is.
Yes, you do.
Just kidding. I know who Robin Thicke is.
Don't kid about Robin Thicke.
Okay. Cool shot. Don't have any criticism on it. I love the Dutch tilt here. I think that works perfect. This actually might have worked even better with a slower shutter speed. Catch a little motion.
Yeah. Is this... She plays the drums in her concerts?
Do you know Ellie Goulding?
Yeah.
Oh,
what does she sing, Sean? Do you know?
I hear her songs all the time, but I couldn't tell you any
I
of them.
forgot as well. This is good. I like the colors.
Yeah, he's got a super cool
Was that Spider-Man?
shirt. Yeah, I think this is Spider-Man. He's moved on to
Can we just
better
go back
things
for 1
now.
second? Is he wearing tattoo sleeves? Yes, he is.
Okay, that's suddenly much less cool, right?
I don't know how I spotted it, but I did.
And a Spider-Man shirt. This is like a nerd concert.
I bet he shares a chain with his friends, just like Nicki Minaj complains about. Still a cool
Nobody's
picture.
going to get that joke.
Yes, they will.
Water bottles are the bane of every concert photographer, right? There's just
I
water
love
bottles
them.
everywhere.
I
And there's
actually-
nothing cool about
I'm a water
bottles.
bottle photographer, so it actually
Don't you
works
wish
out
they
really
could
well for me.
like just carry like a Scotch bottle and fill that with water, so at least you look like you're doing something more hardcore than just drinking Poland Springs.
What's more hardcore than being hydrated, Tony Northrup?
This is an awesome shot. Give you a pick.
Sure.
Look at this intense guy. I feel like we should have focused on his face. We got the neck of the guitar
Yeah,
here
the neck.
instead.
It's all about the neck of the guitar.
But nonetheless, he's got a good expression. These guys busking.
Busker.
It needs like more contrast or something. This is a scene everybody sees at every concert. You spend
it's
most of the time looking at the iPhone in front of you.
You wish you could see the concert, but you just see everyone's phone.
The worst are those people who bring tablets in. They bring like a full iPad and they're holding it up.
Don't bring a
have like a
tablet in
12-inch screen in
public,
front
you
of you.
monsters.
Yeah.
At weddings, when you're trying to shoot a wedding and someone holds up a...
They hold it out into the aisle because
Yeah,
they
you're
want
like-
the clear shot, a whole iPad out there.
I'm going to bring a tiny, one of those little hammers to break your car window if you go underwater. It'll be the tablet masher. Go back. We didn't even look at Yen's picture.
I think it works well. There's not a lot in like mood, like there's no smoke or anything, but it's a good shot. It did fine. This guy has great motion. 1/30th.
hair.
Look at that. Like, yeah. See that's
Good
what makes a shot.
hair.
It's the motion there.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a little. Ooh, that picture's good. 5 stars. The lighting, the everything.
Yeah, I like that too. And I feel like they're just playing it out in a basement. Okay, great composition, nice and sharp. Looks good.
Wish I could see his face. Like his...
Yeah, it's mostly like crotch.
It's a crotch shot. Okay. This one, I'm going to give it 5 stars again. I like that so much. Let me zoom. He's got the hair.
Letting Chelsea drive.
It's fine.
Wouldn't hurt to crop it a little. I know I'm cropping a lot tonight, but there's a lot of negative space above him there.
This picture is great. These stripes in the background with the wide angle, it kind of brings everything to the center. It works really well.
Yeah, just watch his feet though. Clipped his shoe just a little bit. It doesn't hurt to.
That's right.
Just mind the edges.
These are really nice hiking boots.
These are hiking boots. This is the most badass accordion player I've ever seen.
That's a Flying Dutchman. This is an accordion player? Oh, Deconic.
Bored people in the photo. That definitely like ruins everything, right?
Booty, booty, booty. They give music, I give photos.
Yeah, we could do
I
something.
like how his friends are impressed. I had friends that supportive. Siobhan and Justin. Siobhan cries.
That turned out nice though. I think I'd rather have you crop into her hat and show a little more of a guitar.
I would just go straight black and white and up the contrast. Who is this?
I don't know, but it looks like he's not actually playing and just kind of scratching his nose.
I know.
Maybe not the best moment for him.
It's really funny.
And he's kind of tucked his shirt in weirdly. Not that, you don't need to yell that out at him like, oh, Bon Jovi.
Is this actually Bon Jovi?
Who else would wear a Bon Jovi jacket?
Every Bon Jovi fan. Oh, this is amazing. 5 stars on a pick.
Yeah, that's a fantastic shot.
That's fantastic.
Congrats on that. I'm not going to
Congrats.
do a thing.
I'm not even going to crop it.
Mr. Danga player?
Yeah.
Or is that Murdanga? I don't know.
I like that leaning forward.
I like this a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
that felt like,
Is this Garth? John Michael Montgomery.
I don't know.
I like his guitar. America.
No.
That's not. Come on. You think you were going to trick me? You didn't. That's a firework, not a concert. Who's this?
It's a cool picture. I love all the. Sometimes they do the thing where they have you turn your flashlight on and hold your phone up.
I would go black and white just because.
And I think it was a great moment. You got behind stage, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was cool of you.
Yeah. Oh, but the drop ceilings, right? That makes the band instantly less cool when there's drop ceilings in the
The first words that I
shot.
thought were drop ceilings.
I know, that's all you can see.
Did you guys think about the drop ceilings, or Tony and I weird? We're weird.
Just
You
makes
thought about it,
the
Siobhan?
venue less cool when it's got the drop ceilings.
I don't know why you think drop ceilings. I guess it shows that they're in a bar. Pompadour. Oh wait.
We're close to getting through this import. We can do
We're
it.
gonna get through it. Oh my gosh, we're overtime. The question here is, big man or small guitar?
He sings to the family because he's broke. Okay. I hope Bear makes some money.
That's our friend Bear.
Yeah, I thought
That's
it
him?
might be him.
Yeah, that's my friend.
I only know him from like his Twitter handle, but
No,
okay.
he's cool.
Awesome.
You're gonna have to trust me on this one. What's happening with the hand down there?
Oh, we don't know. It's mostly cropped off. Could be
You guys had a concert?
TC
That's
Live
our concert? I want to have a concert.
This is just weird because he's not playing. He's not in the band.
No, he plays the fire extinguisher.
You're really gonna refine this picture?
Yeah, it means a lot to me. Oh, he looks like he's concentrating. There we go. Cool. We did it. The show is over. Oh no, it keeps
Get that
going.
in. It just lagged a little bit.
Damn. Siobhan, do you have any questions or comments or compliments maybe even?
I wish.
No compliments this whole time.
Not even one compliment. These people are hard to please.
Oh, I have a nice comment.
What?
I just did my first commercial shoot, going to buy SDP with the earnings.
Awesome.
Congrats.
That's good for me and you.
I'm just laughing because SDP is $10, and I'm like, what did they make from their commercial shoot? $10?
They got paid in bottle caps.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Caps. If you put them on your shoes, you can tap dance. What else, Siobhan?
Have you guys gotten your hands on the 50 to 100 Sigma, or are you too busy?
You just have it right here.
It's literally right here.
Tony's been using it to pump iron.
We just got it in like an hour ago, but we'll take some pictures with it. I'm going to bring it to Philly.
Just got into town about an hour ago.
When you go to Philly? Yeah, I'm going to do...
We're going to see Siobhan in Philly. We should go see Jared Poling.
We'll see if we can get an invite.
Photos.
I'm going to shoot all APS-C because we finally have like good APS-C lenses in the world.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to bring my camera. What else,
You're
Siobhan?
a full-frame snob, Chelsea.
Everyone says I'm an arrogant snob. Remember that comment that was like, Chelsea is an arrogant jerk woman? I was like, yeah, finally, someone gets it. Siobhan, what else?
That guy had a really bad mother, I feel like.
Oh my God, that guy was sad and angry.
he was a piece of work.
Yeah. But he said he didn't hate women. We're just all whores and leeches.
Yeah, that didn't invent anything. Haven't you ever heard of everything? Cars? Because we invented those.
Internet?
Been there? What else?
What about Flight, the Wright sisters?
Don't you undermine us, Tony.
Don't patronize me.
I'm sure
guys,
you invented more than the Swedes.
It's not a fair argument. I will say one thing about this and then we will move on. If women aren't allowed to go to school or invent anything, then they do it and then someone else's name goes on it. Okay?
That has happened a lot. I totally
That has
agree.
happened a lot. We have historically documented that women have invented things and they're like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this. Hey, husband, will you put your name on it so I can legally actually make something for this world? And then everyone's like, women don't invent anything because we don't let them do shit. That's not fair.
Not to mention it's circular. Women
It's
really don't have
circular.
role models that are inventors.
Well, we do now.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like you.
Not me, but someone else. Sean, what else?
I don't know.
Just say stuff.
Okay. In prep for next week's subject of wildlife, any specific tips or images you would like to see?
Yeah, I want to see something different. Keep in mind, we see a lot of birds perched. We see a lot of typical species. We see a lot of typical behavior. We see a lot of typical lighting, crop. Do something different, okay? Might not be the best. It might not be your best work, but there's something too different, you know? You're working towards something else. You're working towards something more interesting. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't go conventional. Do something different.
Here's the progression of wildlife photography. Like you'll pick a species and you start to get to know it and you'll keep shooting the same species, whatever it is. First, you'll get a picture far away and then you'll get closer and closer and closer as you learn to get closer without disturbing it.
Yeah.
Then you'll start to
Something
time it
interesting.
better.
Yeah.
You'll get good light on it.
You'll get interesting behavior.
And then the next step is interesting behavior. So if it's a bird, you'll catch it eating. And then maybe you'll catch it like feeding its babies or flying. So the more behavior that you can convey in there, along with like getting close and getting good light, the better the picture is going to be. So we'll see a lot of just pictures of animals.
That's fine.
But the best pictures are going to be good light, interesting behavior, especially like novel behavior, because you can learn a lot about behavior just from photography. That is kind of the point of it.
Yeah, you're sitting and you're watching a lot. Wildlife photography is difficult. You have to put a lot of time into it and be patient.
Yeah.
You can't
Immense
expect
amount of time. You have to really know the animals. You really should. The best wildlife photographers are just biologists. They just have gone to college and studied biology and spent years and years learning how animals move.
This is the tough one. This is a really tough one.
Yeah.
So we expect a lot from you guys. All right. We did it.
It's a wrap. We went an hour and a half. That's great.
Yeah.
So we congratulate ourselves. Thank you to our sponsor, who is Squarespace. Chelsea knows some stuff about Squarespace that she could say.
I do.
Squarespace is
great.
Watch your mouse there.
Squarespace is the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or online store or portfolio for you and your ideas. It features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 support. That's right. If you have a problem, contact them. I haven't had to do it. I haven't had a problem with them, but I've heard that their support is really great. You're going to laugh at me, Tony. I don't appreciate it. If you want to try Squarespace, you can get 14 days for free. No credit card needed. No tricks, no nothing. You can just try it out, see if you like it, see which pictures you have and which look the best. If you end up liking it and wanting to share it, you can go to squarespace.com/Tony and use the coupon code portfolio to get 10% off your total purchase. And I believe that their templates start at like $9 a month or something like that, and that includes an item in your store as well.
Thanks for sponsoring us, Squarespace. Make your pictures look awesome.
We'll
see you next week. Wildlife Pictures every Thursday at 5 o'clock, New York City time. Bye, guys.
New York City time.
Thanks, Siobhan. Thanks, Justin.
Bye, guys. Thanks. There's T-Car.
That is all.